Well, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for that warm introduction from our video, prelim video. Today's discussion, is about, we're going to focus on a study in leadership, success, and controversy. And this is Urban Meyer. We are focusing on him today on our Gridiron leadership. And so as we get started, I'm going to share my monitor with you. Leadership is not just about guiding others to success. It's about unlocking their potential to overcome the greatest challenges. On the field of play, each moment of decision is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. Urban Meyer inspired. So as we talk about our discussion today on Urban Meyer, we have been very much involved in the coaches and learning a lot. I am learning a lot. And this whole podcast has really led me to diving in deep to really get a better understanding of what's going on from a leadership on the field perspective and how we can take that and apply it to leadership in businesses and for entrepreneurs and as well. And so I hope you're gaining as much as I am getting from these podcasts. But I do want to share my screen again. Let me see what's going on here. Yep, there you go. So, and talking about Urban Meyer. Hey, Dr. Carol, what are you doing? Well, again, I'm having a great time, guys. So let's get started. So, Urban Meyer is a renowned figure in American college football. He is widely recognized for his remarkable coaching career, marked by notable successes and some controversies. And, so sometimes whenever there's success, there's going to be some controversies. His coaching journey began in the mid-1980s and spanned several universities, with the most significant tenures at the University of Florida and Ohio State University. Now at Florida, Myers achieved tremendous success, leading the Gators to two BCS national championship titles in 2006 and 2008. Now, guys, his tenure was highlighted by an offensive strategy that maximizes the talents of his players, like Tim Tebow, a future human Heisman Trophy winner. And then Myers' time at Florida also saw him grappling with challenges, including player disciplinary issues and his own health concerns at the time. Now, when Meyer moved to Ohio State in 2012, where he continued his legacy of success, he led the Buckeyes to a national championship in 2014 and maintained a dominant presence in the Big Ten Conference. However, his tenure at Ohio State was not without controversy, guys. Myers faced criticism and suspension in 2018 related to his handling of allegations against a staff member. Now, throughout his career, he was known for his intense leadership style, innovative offensive strategies, and his ability to recruit and develop top-tier talent. Now, his approach to coaching has been both lauded for his effectiveness and his ability to scrutinize for its intensity and the pressure it placed on players and his staff. So Urban Meyer career in coaching is a complex, really tapestry of undeniable success, really groundbreaking strategies, and moments of controversy, all of which offer a rich subject for study in the realm of leadership for me, ethics, and the high-stakes world of college football. So let's start with the leadership qualities and contributions that he made. So his motivational abilities, Meyer's knack for getting the best out of his players, his teams were known for their resilience and ability to perform in high pressure situations. We are into a time here in 2023. It's like November 2023. And we are in a time where there's so much going on, guys, and controversies and things of that nature around business, around new developments. We have AI coming on scene. So I think from a leadership qualities, motivational abilities with people quitting and companies laying off and back and forth, we need a lot of motivation in our businesses in order to keep embracing and moving forward. Culture plays a huge role in that. And this is so important why right now we have, I did the culture vibe thing. It just came to me that we have got to make a change. We got to look at things differently from an employment perspective, but more about that later. Now, high expectations and accountability. Well, Myers set high standards for performance and discipline, both on the field and off. His insistence on accountability not only pushed players, guys, to excel, but also created a culture of responsibility and excellence within his programs. Moving on to adaptability and innovation. Meyer was adapting his coaching strategies to maximize the strength of his players. Now, guys, his ability to innovate and adjust his approach kept his teams competitive and often ahead of the curve in collegiate football. So we can learn a lot. Those coaches out there, Coach Sanders from last week, I think when we go through this, when I was researching the coaches, Saban and Myers have a lot of the similar traits as far as their strategies are concerned. Mental toughness and resilience. He instilled mental toughness in his players, preparing them for the challenges of high stakes games. Myers focused on mental conditioning, which helped his team to maintain composure and resilience in critical moments. Now, communication skills. Myers' effective communication skills were evident in his ability to articulate his vision and expectations to his team. He was known for his motivational speeches, really that inspired and rallied his players, especially during challenging times. You know, motivation works, guys. You got to know how to communicate. You got to do it right. So building a supportive environment, in that particular situation, I think beyond his just focusing on his football skills, he emphasized the importance of a supportive team environment. And this is what I feel is very strong for many of the coaches that we'll talk about. He encouraged team bonding and fostered a sense of brotherhood among his players, which really translated into better teamwork on the field. So when I think of Urban Meyer and his leadership, the things he brings, his leadership qualities and contributions to the world of leadership, I really think of his motivational skills, where a blend of emotional intelligence, high standards, adaptability, and mental conditioning, effective communication, and fostering a supportive team environment were very crucial in his leadership. These qualities not only led to an impressive on-field successes, but also really contributed significantly to the personal development of his players. So what do you mean about innovative tactics? Well, the way he recruited and his attention to detail. Really, if you think about his innovative tactics around spread offense, Myers was instrumental in popularizing the spread offense in college football. This strategy, which emphasizes spreading the defense across the field, allowed for more dynamic and versatile attacks on their opponent. And so Myers' implementation of the spread offense revolutionized really offensive play. making his team formidable, a formidable opponent. And then that adaptability, really a key aspect of Meyer's success was his adaptability. He consistently, guys, tailored his strategies to leverage the unique strengths of his players. And I don't know, in companies, sometimes that's hard. The bigger your organization is, the less you're likely to be able to polarize those strengths of your unique strengths of your players, your main players. Sometimes we miss out on that. We look at leaders, we promote them to a certain level, and then once they get to that level, that strength that they had coming through the ranks gets lost, and we're not capturing it all the way up the ranks as they go to the top, or wherever their top level is going to maximize out at. We're not doing that, so we got to do a better job of, in companies, of seeing that and looking at our teams more. I mean, even though they only have 80 players on the field, I think that number is right, but we, not on the field at one time, but 80 players on their team. We got to look at different things that maximize the strengths in each of the different departments that we have, and see how the people in our teams can bring the best to them. I notice when I'm talking to various leaders that they stop at what they perceive as the top players, and in many times their top player is not the top player in the particular environment we're in, the season that we're in at that time. Their top players are someone else that they've kind of overlooked and has left the company and moved on to other things. You've got to look at your talent and what they bring to the table. It's a difficult process sometimes, I think, when the organization probably gets above 1,000 people. When we get into thousands of people at a company, it's kind of hard to do that unless your leaders at the top level and going down a rung or two kind of understand what the top players bring to the table. And you can look at that many times when you go into a company. When I go into a bigger company, like I said last week, I'm constantly assessing what's going on, how things look, the feel that you get from it. Even from a phone call, you can surmise things that are happening. I find that a lot of times things get lost, and the real meat of what needs to happen is not taking place because it's the wrong people in the wrong position at the wrong time. So that brings me to recruiting. Myers had an exceptional eye for talent and was known for his ability to recruit high caliber players. He built relationships with prospects and was adept at identifying athletes who not only had physical talent, but also the mental toughness and character to succeed in his programs. The same thing applies to business, guys. We got to be able to do these things. And when you recruit the right talent that can adapt and move on, not keep up mess at your organizations, because we have some organizations that people got promoted, but they weren't the right fit for that promotion. They weren't ready for that. And nor would they ever be ready for that. You can try and try once they get to the top to get them ready, but at the top, it's too late. You got to get them ready before they get there. You got to kind of coach them and work with them and ensure that what the skills that they need to have are there and ready and waiting. Know your strengths of your team and know the weaknesses of your team. And as individuals on a team, we need to know that as well, because we can hurt the organization, thereby hurting ourselves. So building championships, in order to build a championship caliber team, his recruiting success was a major factor in building those championship teams. Myers' rosters at both Florida and Ohio State were laden with future NFL talents, underscoring his effectiveness in assembling elite squads. Now, that attention to detail that he paid both on the field, he did it from a talent perspective as well. So this man meticulously prepared for what was going on. And I listened to him on his podcast, And I'm like, okay, I think he does it with this other guy. And so when I was researching him, I looked at various different things that were going on and that he went through or developed. And I was uh, even the podcast and even his comments, he's very cautious about what he says, but he's meticulous on what he says. And so I find that interesting listening to his podcast and what his suggestions or thoughts were on plays or what's happening in the world of football. I think the last show I listened to was the themes involving Michigan State's coach and what's happening there. So from a strategic advantage, his attention to detail often gave his teams a strategic advantage. They were known for being well prepared, both tactfully and mentally. That's very important. Tactician and mental alertness. Mentally unprepared for the challenges for high-level football. Now, I find that some teams are not on this mental wave. And I look at games and I'm going to say, you know, you got to build before you get there. But some people are not ready for that mental stimulation that they need to be on that team. They may have the physical, the tactician down, but they don't have the mental. And the coaches may have the tactical down, but they don't understand the mental agility of their team. They don't understand that mental awareness and people being aware of who they are. And I'm so big on this. I am huge on it. You got to know who you are and where you are and where your strengths and weaknesses are. You have to, everybody needs to do a SWOT analysis on themselves. What is it? Who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are my opportunities? And what are the threats I have? Yes, Marilyn, me, has those things on her. I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, my opportunities and threats are as well. I'm constantly looking at that, redefining and updating myself. I say to people sometimes, I don't compete with, or most times, I don't compete with anybody else. I am here competing with Marilyn. I'm trying to make Marilyn the best person possible in order to get her to her best game possible. And as long as I'm here on this earth and God gives me strength, I am constantly going to be working on myself, constantly in development, constantly learning, constantly trying to be a better person on earth so that I can consistently deliver on what it is on my for my purpose here on this earth. And I think that's extremely important. Now, in Urban's legacy in college football is marked by these key attributes that we just discussed. His innovative tactics, particularly the adaptation of the mastery of the spread offense, changed the landscape of college football offense. His recruiting prowess helped build teams that were not just talented, but deep and versatile. Finally, his meticulous approach to preparation ensured that his teams were often better equipped to handle the complexities and pressure of the games. Together, these qualities really, to me, helped to cement Meyer's status as one of the most influential and successful coaches in college football history. Now, let's talk about culture, because I can't be here from a culture perspective and not talk about culture. So Urban's ability to build a winning culture at multiple college football programs is a testament to his exceptional leadership and coaching skills. His approach to establishing a culture of success was multifaceted, focusing on high standards for performance and discipline. High standards in performance. Let's talk about that. Expectations of excellence. So Myers instilled an expectation of excellence in every aspect of his programs. He communicated clearly that success was not just hoped for, but expected. Competition and mediocrity in Myers' program, starting with positions and playing times, were earned, not given. You got to earn your playing time. You don't just get playing time because of who you are. You must earn it. Okay. And this cultural competition and mediocrity drove players to consistently improve and perform at their best. Hey, what did I just say, guys? What did I just say? You got to do it. And so that's an evidence of that. Now, Myers emphasized accountability among his players too. This extended beyond the field, encompassing academic performance and personal conduct. By academic performance, it's important, guys. Yes, I am a professor, a business professor. And as such, I'm constantly saying to people, and even in my family, my personal life, if you don't know stuff, it's hard to get around the corner. Because if you don't know what's around the corner, you can't go after it. You can't. Things could be right there in front of you. I remember looking for I lost my ear pod. And I was like, oh my gosh, these things cost, what are they? $200 and some dollars, almost $300. And I lost it. Guys, I was looking and looking, and I went to my iPhone and said, find my ear pods. And it said it was right here in my house. And I was like, I don't know what that's at. That day I had gone grocery shopping and brought in things, and I was talking because I'm doing 5 or 6 things at one time. And yes, I'm multitasking. Yes, there are some challenges with multitasking. You can drop things, lose things. Well, I looked, I searched, I went all up under the beds, all up under the dressers, all up under the sofas, behind things, and I couldn't find this thing. And it kept saying it's right there in the house. Well, that's education for you. Knowledge is available to you. You just have to go read, seek, and ingest it. Go seek, read, and ingest. Go seek, read, and ingest. Hey, a lot of times that's what learning is. Basically, you're seeking, you're ingesting, you're using it. Okay, you gotta do it. Don't just stand by and take what other people tell you. Even in this podcast, I am a professor, so everything I do, I'm a learner. I am a problem solver. So in that process, when I bring something to the table, I'm there to solve a problem. Today, even this podcast is to solve a problem. Those who are listening to it and using it, know what problem I'm trying to help them to solve. So my problem I'm trying to solve, it's not really a problem. I just wanted to know more about the world of college sports. So here I am. Now, team unity and brotherhood. This is important. So Meyer cultivated a strong sense of unity and brotherhood among his players. He often spoke about the importance of playing for each other, not just individual accolades. Isn't that wonderful? Let's say that again. He often spoke about the importance of playing for each other and not the individual accolades. I'll tell you something. Throughout my career, I'm not looking. I have understood for the longest, and maybe it was a spiritual thing within me, that I'm not here for Maryland. I'm here for Maryland to produce or instill what she needs to based on her purpose to help others. So a lot of times I went and I wondered, gosh, I don't get rewards or anything. What the heck is going on? What am I not doing right? Well, a lot of times some rewards are just politics, okay? When you get a reward for helping others because it's part of the whole process and you see them rewarded, that's a big time reward. So focus on resilience. Building mental toughness and resilience was really a key aspect of his training regime, helping players perform under pressure. Because there is pressure, guys. You look at these games every week and there is so much pressure. Oh, not only for the players, but the coaches. And I find it amazing, some of the comments I read on and following these coaches and their fans, or on the field. Myers this week is not one that's in the game right now. He's retired and he's doing other things like his podcast and officiating on some of the sports channels. But I'm going to say this to you. Some of the things I hear from these people is just, come on, people. Don't just sit there and say, you don't know. You're not on the field. I don't know. All I can do is comment on things I know about, things I see, things that if I was a coach, I need to say, hey, I'm a coach, and here's what the problem is. If you can't stand behind what you're saying, for real and not be abusive to other people, that's a problem. Everyone has their own opinions, but when you're a person that's out there, you have to know how to be resilient. Even these coaches have to be resilient because they got feedback coming to them, is just slamming them. You can't be a weak person in this thing. Resilience is very important. So improvement, evolving his strategies. He was not a static in his approach, meaning he didn't just stay with one thing. This man was continually evolving his strategies to stay ahead competitively. And I think that leaders today have to do the same. If you can't do that, you're going to get behind. I mean, it's nothing that you'll be able to do. So ultimately, Meyer's success in building winning cultures was grounded in his high standards for performance, disciplined approach, and emphasis on team unity, comprehensive preparation, and his commitment to adaptability and continuous improvement. These elements combined to create environments where players were not just prepared to win games, but also to develop as individuals both on and off the field. Now, there were some controversies, guys, and usually greatness does come with controversy sometimes. He addressed the issues and the criticisms he faced throughout his career, from player discipline to health issues and his handling of off-field incidents. His brief stint with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the challenges of transitioning from college to NFL were some challenges that he had to face. Urban Meyer's coaching career, while marked by significant successes, was not without its controversies and challenges. The issues range from player discipline to personal health concerns, as well as handling the off-field incidents. And these were some things he had to go to. So player discipline and off-field incidents, there was some at Florida and Ohio State. He faced criticism for his handling of player discipline during the tenures at both those schools. There were concern about a number of arrests and off-field issues involving his players, raising questions about the oversight and the disciplinary policies. The handling of the staff conduct at Ohio State, he was embroiled in controversy regarding his handling of allegations against a staff member. This situation kind of led to scrutiny of his decision-making and leadership, cultivating in a suspension. Health issues, stress, and health concerns. Listen, Meyer's intense coaching style and high-pressure environment of top-tier college football took on a toll on his own health. I mean, stress is there, guys. And I see the stress a lot of times, and nothing at that level for myself. I never had to experience that, other than, even in running my own companies, I'm under a lot of pressure, but financial. And there's nothing I can do if I don't have the funding or the money to take care of that. But I really get stressed if I can't pay my team members. That's a challenge for me. And so that is something I grapple with sometimes. But even at that stress is intense. But when you got millions and billions of dollars behind you, that can be a bit much. So he had some challenges there from health concerns, the stress, and the chest pains and things of that nature. He was hospitalized in Florida, leading to a temporary retirement from coaching. So sometimes we got to transition, guys. When we know it's time to transition, you got to get your life back. And that's what he had to do. He had to stop and get his life back, and think about some things that he had gone through. Now, lessons for businesses and other sports. I took these away for the lessons. And as we went through, adaptability, as we mentioned earlier, just as Myers adapted his tactics based on his team's strengths, businesses can learn from the importance of pivoting strategies based on resources and market conditions. His people management skills, Myers' ability to motivate and manage a diverse group of players, can translate into working teams in a corporate setting. And then accountability, the importance of holding oneself and one's team accountable for actions both in terms of performance and ethical behavior. That's important in the world of business as well. The cost of winning. Now, Meyer's career raises questions about the price of relentless pursuit of success. Guys, really, again, just as Meyer adapted to his football strategies to suit his team's strengths, businesses can learn to pivot these strategies as well, as I stated. In other sports, adaptability is crucial for coaches and teams to really stay ahead of the evolving game and strategies and the player capabilities they're on. As far as people management, from a corporate perspective, Meyer's ability to motivate and manage diverse groups of players is for leading his teams in a corporate setting. Understanding your individual motivations and strengths and weaknesses is key to maximizing team potential. From a cross sports perspective, I say effective people management and the ability to inspire team members are essential skills for coaches and leaders across all sports and business. Around accountability, I'd say businesses, from a business perspective, the importance of holding oneself and one's team accountable extends to business, but this includes not just performance metrics, but also ethical behavior and corporate responsibility. Now, in the sporting world, I would imagine accountability affects teams' cohesion and the public perception, influencing everything from player behavior to organizational reputation. Now, the cost of winning. Let's talk about sustainability in business. So Meyer's career really raises questions about the sustainability of a win at all costs approach. In business, relentless pursuits of success without regard for ethical considerations or employee well-being can lead to burnout and ethical lapses. We had Sarbanes-Oxley after the Enron situation and business, and we continued on, and it's very costly. But if we had put things in place the right way, we probably wouldn't have the cost of audits, especially in financial institution situations like we do now. Ethical consideration in sports. Now, the balance between winning and ethical conduct is a very critical consideration in all sports, really. And the pursuit of success must be balanced with fair play, respect for rules, and the well-being of your athletes. You got to understand the mental agility of your athletes. So on that note, Urban Meyer's career serves as a complex case study with broad implications for me. The lessons derived from his experiences in leadership strategy, ethical dilemmas are relevant not only in sports, guys, but also in business and other organizational contexts. These lessons underscore the importance of adaptability, effective people management, accountability, and ethical considerations that inherit the pursuit of success. Now, from an impact on the game, I would say Meyer's introduction and mastery of the spread offense revolutionized college football, as I stated earlier. His winning legacy as a track record for building championship caliber teams and achieving significant victories. From reward for leadership, achieving excellence, Meyer's ability to achieve peak performance from his teams, win national championships, and develop players into professional athletes highlights the rewards of effective leadership. As far as influence and recognition are concerned, his innovations and success have earned him a respected place in the annuals of college football, influencing aspiring coaches and players alike. The challenges of leadership, handling controversy, guys. Meyer's career was not without its controversies, from player discipline issues to personal health concerns. These challenges really reflect the complexities and pressures faced by leaders in high-stakes environments. And then the ethical and personal balance. His experiences raised important questions about balancing the relentless pursuit of success and ethical consideration, as well as personal well-being. So, on the lessons in leadership, adaptability and resilience. Meyer's abilities to adapt to different teams and situations, as well as his resilience, guys, in facing challenges, offers lessons in the importance of flexibility and mental toughness in leadership. Now, the holistic approach to success. His career underscores the need for holistic approaches to success, one that considers ethical implications, personal health, and the long-term impact on individuals and organizations. So if we compare Myers to contemporary leaders, this is a question I got the other week. How do you compare these people? Well, I did last week, I did one. So this week I kind of looked a little bit deeper, and as far as sports coaching, I would compare him to Nick Saban and Greg Popovich for basketball. These two are great. Popovich, the head coach of the San Antonio Spurs, shares similarities in teams in terms of building a winning culture and adapting to different player rosters over the years. Same as Saban and building powerhouse programs, and we featured him the first week of our podcast. Business leaders, Tim Cook. I compare him to Tim Cook. Apple's Tim Cook. Cook's challenges and taking over after Steve Jobs and maintaining Apple's innovation and market leadership can be likened to Myers' transitions between different programs and maintaining high standards. Also, I would say Sheryl Sandberg from Facebook and Meta. As a leader who navigated controversies while driving growth at Facebook, Sandberg's experiences reflect the balance of managing crisis and maintaining performance akin to Myers' challenges. From political figures' perspective, Angela Merkel, as the former chancellor of Germany, Merkel's leadership was characterized by her ability to navigate complex political landscapes and crisis, which can be compared to Myers' navigation of the complexities and pressures of college football. Now, let's take that to tech innovators. Elon Musk, Tesla and SpaceX and X, known for pursuing or pushing boundaries in technology and facing intense scrutiny. Musk's leadership style is in managing innovative companies and dealing with controversies really can be parallel with Myers' approach to innovating in football and handling challenges. So for me, these comparisons illustrate from a leadership perspective how Myers' experiences in leadership, innovation, handling controversies, and building a winning culture resonate across various domains to me. Each of these leaders in their respective fields demonstrates aspects of leadership that can be related to challenges and successes Myers encountered in his career and beyond. So I like open with a quote. Leadership is not just about guiding others to success. It's about unlocking their potential to overcome the greatest challenges on the field or at play. Each moment of decision is a testament to resilience, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit to excellence. So that's our show for today. Leadership isn't just about guiding others. We have a lot going on when we talk about leadership. And so I thank you for your time today and joining us on our show. And we look forward to seeing you next week when we'll talk about another great leader in college football sports. That's it for today. Thank you for joining us. Follow us, please. Follow us, subscribe to us. These are great topics on leadership, and they could be great compliments for your students to listen to in the classroom when you want to talk about sports, especially for engaging some of the people who love sports and engaging them in the conversations around leadership, management, ethics, building teams, being entrepreneurs, and things of that nature. Again, take care to our next show.